Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football on TexasFootball.com here at the THSCA Coaching School and Convention in San Antonio. Well, we're not talking San Antonio football. We're going East Texas, deepest East Texas.
Yes, it's absolutely deep East Texas.
I mean,
yes, sir.
Almost Louisiana. Go to Tenaha and talk with the
Right.
head coach of the Tenaha Tigers, Coach Terry Ward. Coach, appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, the one thing I know about Tenaha, and I remember very distinctly when I learned this, is like, man, like it was the first time it was when Reginald Davis was really cooking there.
Right.
And I was like, where is Tenaha?
Yeah.
You Google it and you're like, oh, it's
Well,
out there.
Yeah, the crazy thing is we're right between Carthage and Center, so we have two big schools right between us. But, now, of course, Timpson is huge, and Timpson was always our big rivalry because they're 6 miles down the road. So there is a lot of great football in that little spot right there.
That little part of the Piney Woods is unbelievable.
Yeah, college coaches could just sit right there for a week and just,
you're talking, you've got great players, you've got great programs, you got great coaches. Like they're all, whole area is just a great cradle.
Absolutely.
That I feel like people get focused on DFW or Houston or certain other parts of the state, but man, it's just really talented.
There are. There's a lot of great kids, and Garrison won the state championship, not too long ago, and so just that whole entire area, it's loaded.
Speaking of loaded, I want to flash back to last year. You guys go to the second round of the playoffs, lose a heartbreaker to Chilton there in the second round. I'm really interested in kind of, now that some time has passed, how you assess what last year.
I just got back there in March. So Coach Jeremy Jenkins was there last year. He went to Harmony. So this is my second stint at Tenaha. So I came back. So I had some people reach out, and so it felt good. It feels like I kind of went back home, even though it's not my home. It feels like I have. But we've actually talked about to the kids about that loss at Chilton in the second round, and that's just not the tradition that we had built there when I was there, and it's not the tradition that had been there. I think there were some things that happened, but they had some players. They have a guy going to Baylor that's got a chance to start a linebacker at Baylor as a true freshman. So, they had some great players. I just think there were some chemistry issues. I think there were some behind-the-scene issues, and so. But I'm excited to be back.
What's different now? Do you have a feel quite yet on what is different from when you were? Because when you were there, obviously Reginald and all the winning you guys were able to do. The program has stayed very strong.
Right.
But what do you think is different about the program?
I think the biggest thing, and I've talked to people about this a little bit, is the biggest thing is when I was there the first time, we just expected to win every single game. We were tough. We were physical. We played the game the right way. I think these kids, it's like a lot of small schools. You grow up knowing all of these people in front of you, and I think they expected to do it, but I'm not quite sure they put in the work to do it. And so our focus the last couple of months has been put in the work, trying to get stronger, trying to get faster, get some mental strength back in them, mental toughness when it is 3rd and 2. What are you going to do? That kind of stuff. That's, to me, that's kind of been the biggest thing that I've seen. If they've just expected to walk on the football field and win, but they really haven't put in the work behind the scenes to get it done.
Well, and at the 2A Division II level, right?
Yeah, right.
As I don't need to tell you, that is the margins are so small.
Well,
there.
yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That those little things that happen in the off season are ultimately going to pay dividends.
Absolutely.
And so, have you seen over the course of this off season? Have you seen the growth that you wanted to see?
Yes, absolutely. We have definitely done a good job of getting our guys stronger. We've definitely developed some depth because at our level, it's a little bit different. The bigger level, our backup left tackle.
Okay.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Our backup left tackle may be our starting right guard, and so we have to move a guard who's better than our backup left tackle. So, we have to be prepared for all of those things. We have to be prepared for, we have a quarterback, but what happens if he goes down, that kind of stuff. So that's on our level. I think we have to practice so many different scenarios. Every week I put in special scenarios. Okay, this guy's out. Who's going to go up? Who's going to do this? Okay, we got to get a first down, but so-and-so's over here with a cramp. Who can fill in these spots? So that's really huge at our levels. We have to expect everything because everything really happens. It's not just, okay, somebody's helmet came off, so they have to come out with their backup goes in. Well, their backup may not be the greatest kid, so I'm having to pull and switch and, do things. And
these 6A coaches got it easy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I coached at Marshall for 2 years, and I coached running backs, and all 4 of those guys could go. So I was like, next.
Sure, next. Exactly. Change your pace. Okay, so then do you have a feeling quite yet? Because, when I think of Tenaha teams, I think of speed, especially speed on the outside. And then I think of front seven play. I think you guys are really pretty strong. Do you have a feeling quite yet on where you guys are going to hang your hat in this 2022 season?
Yeah, I really think, I think we're going to be able to run the football. We're going to have one of the bigger offensive lines we've had in a while. We have a really good group of running backs. So we're excited about that part of the game. We've got to get better at passing the ball. But defensively, I think it's going to be tough to outrun us. I think we have a chance to make plays defensively. So that's exciting.
You guys are going to be fast. That's for darn sure.
Yeah.
All right. So then I want to ask you. They say you can't come home again. Here you are, your second stint. Now, you're very. You brought some state championship home to Tenaha. You've had a lot of success there and stuff like that.
Right.
What's been the reaction around town to Coach Ward rolling back through?
It's crazy. It is. I'll be honest with you. When I left, I didn't really go back for a while. I mean, it was an emotional decision, and it probably wasn't until 2 years ago that I ever went back just to go back. And so, but in the last 3 months that I've been there, the outpouring has been awesome. When they announced it on Facebook, of course, everybody, if you don't have Facebook, who are you? It doesn't count. But once they put it on Facebook, I mean, it just blew up with everybody, the community, even people that I thought, was like, they may be 50-50. I mean, they've just showed support. We built a brand new field house. We've got a brand new weight room. And so they have given us some stuff that we needed, and everybody that I've talked to has been very, very supportive.
Well, it's exciting. It's exciting times in Tenaha,
It is.
Texas.
It's good.
And by the way, we didn't even mention, we think you guys are going to be pretty good.
Well, I think so. I think if the coaches don't mess it up, we got a chance to be pretty good. But here's the crazy thing. So I get back, and all these kids were in elementary. So they still remember me. I coached all their brothers and their uncles, and so that really has helped some, because my first day, they knew who I was.
They know Coach Ward.
Yeah, they knew who I was.
It's the kind of thing of, you haven't been in the program and you haven't, it's not like they're promoting the offensive coordinator, but at the same time, it's like, you're in such a unique position because you're not, you're taking over a program that, A, is in pretty good standing and has a great tradition.
Right.
And also, kind of the expectation for what you're about.
Absolutely.
You don't have to establish that because these guys were in second grade whenever you were there. It's like, all right, that's Coach Ward. This is what he expects. Because my brother told me that.
Yes, exactly. And that's the things they've come up to me like, so we've heard if we do this, this is going to happen. I'm like, well, you're going to have to wait and see. Don't do that.
Yeah, exactly right.
And I said, well, I'll just tell you this. The year we won a state championship in 2011, I said we were supposed to run up and we were supposed to just finish practice with 1040s. Well, there was a little bit of talk, and we ended up running 3740s, and their eyes got big and huge, and I was like, it is what it is. If you want to win, you got to work. Yeah. And you got to be, so that's been the biggest thing I've tried to do when I get there is get them as a team. I think as great as social media is, it's also a little bit of these kids just live by it. So they're worried about just promoting themselves and getting likes and getting retweets and getting college coaches to notice them. They never acknowledge their teammates. And so that's one of the rules we've implemented. If you put out a tweet, you have to acknowledge a teammate.
That's a great rule.
I mean, we've got to start doing some of that kind of stuff. We got to quit being selfish. If we lose, it doesn't matter if you score 3 touchdowns. No. So that's where the social media part is great, but it's also a little bit of, I did my job, nobody else did theirs, that kind of stuff. So just some of that kind of stuff is what we're working on, just to get the culture back and get some of that, some of the stuff that Timpson has going on right now, we've got to get back to.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's funny 'cause we started this conversation talking about how good the football is out there. It's gotten better since you've been gone.
Oh yeah.
Now,
yeah. Oh yeah. That's
no pressure, but you got to live up to that billing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because Timpson, the way Timpson's cooking, you can't let them be.
Yeah, I mean our pre-district schedule is crazy. Then we had 2 schools that dropped in our district. Alto, Alto. They've always had tradition. And Carlisle, those guys do a great job, and they've been big schools, so they've dropped down. So our district is going to be tough. I mean, it's going to be a dogfight, but it's something that I'm excited about. And I think if we can stay healthy, I think we've got a chance to do something special.
Terry Ward, head coach of Tenaha Tigers again. Coach,
I appreciate you. Absolutely.